So, welcome to everybody for our board meeting today. I didn't chair the last meeting. It was Councillor Andrews. Is Councillor Andrews Mark joining us?
I'm not sure. I don't think so. He's not
No,
dialed on
don't
as yet,
think so.
Chair.
Okay, not a problem. So, for the public meeting, as we know, we record this section, and what I would like to do is, if we go through the minutes and declarations of interest. So is there any declarations of interest on the agenda items for the public part of this meeting? No hands, so we're okay with that. Can we go through the minutes then, Lucy, page by page?
Yeah, sure. I won't be able to share them on screen unless I take the agenda down. So are you happy for just
You could take
me
the
to
agenda
call
down.
out?
I've got my copy. Yeah, you can do,
Okay, no
please, Lucy.
problem. Okay, so if I just share the public version of the minutes,
Thank you, Lucy.
no problem. Right, so bear with me a second. Right. Okay, can everybody see those there?
Yep.
Okay, so if anybody can just raise their hand or say if they've got any comments or amends to these. So we've got page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4, and page 5. Okay.
So people that were board members that were actually present at that meeting, I assume these are a true reflection. So if I could get one person to confirm they are and somebody to second them, please. So I think Ray, you are nodding there. So I assume that is true reflection. And could somebody? And I've got a thumbs up for Jatinder Jat. So that confirms that they're a true reflection.
Okay, thank you.
Moving on. Thank you. So Mark, can I move on to Rupert? Can we go through the Bloxwich Advisory Board update and any comments?
Certainly, Chair. Thank you very much. So my comments today will be deliberately skimming the surface, but we've had monthly meetings of the Bloxwich Advisory Board. We had one. The last one was on Monday. So we've been recently updated. The first item we looked at, we were presented with, was the financial update, where we are on spend now that we are up against the running up to the end of the financial year, the end of March, and how all that works, and very satisfactory. Really on the numbers. One or two ahead, one or two running a little bit behind, but all nothing adverse in any way. And we have provisions and accruals and things to enable it all to stack up. So all that is satisfactory and on track. We had project updates, and here I've looking at the some of the members of the board who actually did the presentations here. I hope I do justice. I know I won't do justice to everything you said, but deliberately, this is skimming the surface, as I said. I mean, all again, very good. We're very happy with everything that's going on. The first one, promotion of construction skills. We had a lot of conversation about really the legality of imposing local sourcing conditions. This was an issue which has really been raised, since the very beginning of our board meetings, legal advice is being taken on how far we can go to whether we're allowed to impose things. But imposed conditions. So we're looking at that. Ultimately, of course, it's a balance of value for the money being the public money being spent and the local sourcing. And I have every confidence that the right kind of compromise will be imposed. So that was good. Incubation, hopefully some good news on that. Here again, I'm going to just be a little reticent of saying too much because this is it so as not to prejudice anything that may be ongoing. But we are hopefully having some good news on that front in terms of property. Community capital. I wrote down in my notes at the time, 3 words: in the right place. Launched last week. That's all moving forward nicely. The active travel, gosh, I mean, lots of good, interesting things to say about this. Considerable investment to improve towpaths. Canal work started. 14 kilometres of towpaths being improved. Active travel. Survey work started. What's on the agenda: 17 bus shelters, 12 digital bus information boards, 47 new street lights, 2 new crossroads, digital information boards. Lots of really good things that will be visible and make a lot of a difference. So that's all moving along nicely. The Green Bloxwich program is actually running slightly behind, largely because of, I suppose, the kind of active involvement by the board and just wanting to be sure about how particularly the money was being spent on the park at Leamore. But no harm done, and that's just us really kind of getting in, getting particularly stuck in. So hopefully you'll forgive us for that. But there's no harm done. On track, really, though. I wrote down that's generally for that particular program. There's been a photo opportunity. I think Councillor Andrew has graced the pages of one newspaper and did a radio interview, I gather, too, which he would have been very good at. So that is taking shape. And in the summer, there's going to be an event for the Friends of King George V Park, of whom there are 250 will be invited to see the plans, and so that's going to be raise its head a little bit more. We had a bit of a chat about communications and the importance of that, and hopefully, of course, there's a change in the communications officer at the council, but we are, as a board, I think, a bit of conversation about making sure that the people at the coalface actually are flagging up the things that they know to be newsworthy, and so that the communications officer will actually get across the points as we go. So that's another area that we have discussed over the last 2 years, and now it's interesting to see it actually coming to really coming into life. Health and well-being was not an issue. We actually were able to discuss because the lead officer involved wasn't able to be there, but we will talk about that next time. I think that's actually about. I hope I hopefully didn't take up too long on that, but just wanted to give a little bit more detail than but skim the surface. Oh yeah, Chair, is that okay?
You're on mute, Chair.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rupert. Any questions for Rupert before I hand over to Carl? Okay. So Carl, can I bring you in to give an overview of Walsall Place?
Thank you, Chair. So similar to Rupert, but we've had a few more challenges, I think, on the Walsall side from whether it be the projects or whether we've had some staff changes and bits and pieces. But just to give you a rundown of the last advisory board, which was on the 15th of March. Initially, we went through the financial programs that were offered up, as Rupert suggested, on the Bloxwich side, whereby we went through the officers and the project teams had been working quite closely in terms of ensuring that the financial deadlines are met and that each of the projects are on track, and that we are making sure that we are managing the money and the spend and bringing it forward where we can and what's viable and correct. So that was very encouraging, and I'd like pay special thanks to Alison in terms of delivering that right through and taking us right through that in terms of detail, etc. But also in terms of the project leads as well, because obviously they've been obviously quite busy in actively involved in that, as well as the other officers. So in terms of the project updates, again, I'll do similar to Rupert. I won't go too much into detail because there's been a lot discussed and there's a lot of content around each of them. But just to run through sort of from my notes, we start with the active public spaces. So design and development, and we're ensuring that we encompass other connections to that, such as the connected gateway MP. So one of the things I think is very encouraging is that we are not looking just at this in a singular fashion. We are tying in with other aspects that are going on to make sure that we have a rounded approach to some of this stuff in terms of making sure we maximise the various channels and we're not duplicating. There's a blended overlap with some of the projects and plans and funding bits and pieces going on, and that's credit to the teams and that for bringing all that together and making sure that we don't miss a step on that. It's all about creating those opportunities and maximising the benefits of these programs. So on the active spaces, we're in budget. We're moving to stage 3. So by the end of which will be, I believe, the end of April. So we're looking to start on site, physically start on site on the active public spaces in January. I've got noted down here. The Construction Skills Academy, again, on course. There's been some, I think, again, the word challenge in regards to some of the aspects around the budget and that. But again, the teams, the officers have come together and they seem to have overcome those, which is very encouraging and positive. So again, on track, moving in the right direction. Everyone's, very happy with the progress on that. Very similar story to be said about the Advanced Electric Vehicle Centre. Again, I won't go into too much detail, but again, the project is quite exciting, and some of the details are now coming through, which is allowing us to understand and see far more about what the outcomes of these things are going to be and what they are actually going to truly deliver. Digital Hub, credit again to the officers and Kevin's team. Again, little hurdles that come in the way, things a bit on the planning and stuff like that they have to overcome. Again, been worked through, been resolved amicably and agreeable. So again, moving in the right direction, getting things done. I believe the procurement process on that starts the end of this month, if I'm correct. So again, good progress moving forward and actually engagement piece. Creative industries, the creative industry side of things, the design's been complete and we're looking to start on site in November with a handover in September. Handover in September the following year, obviously, in regards to that. So again, business plan has been adopted, and I believe there's been formulation around the agreements on the heads of terms and the governance aspects of that. So again, all the bits and pieces, all the legalities and the things that have to come together on all this sort of stuff are coming to fruition and ending up where we all want them to be. On the joint projects, the active travel and connectivity, again, progressing well. Rupert's already mentioned some of the press pieces because of some of the overlap. So again, very happy with that. Everybody's really pleased with progress in that. Again, seeing some of the understanding of what that looks like really resonates and hits with people. So again, feel as though we're got the understanding of what these outputs are going to be. The Community Capital Programme, again, Rupert's mentioned that, but the expression of interest gone out, that's moving forward. I actually was able to attend one of those, which Helen and Amanda was delivering at a local level. Really impressive, actually, really good, really open, and explain the detail of it to the community groups and stuff. So again, real positive step. That engagement's really starting to happen now. We've got the comms coming out. So again, really encouraging and bring it closer to the people in the community about what we're doing, what's going on, what the plan is, what's happening, what the opportunities are, etc. So really positive on that front. So one of the, I suppose, the biggest challenge that we've had really is certainly from the officers and the college in particular is around the adult learning centre, which is obviously the change in regards to the situation that we were in, quite a challenge. Again, you know, college teams, officers, etc., burning the midnight oil, making things happen to very tight deadlines, trying to accommodate the central requirements around that, to bring that together. And again, you know, very positive feedback from the advisory board as a collective. Once we start to get an understanding of that, what the college and the officers have put together, the detail. So again, another positive, positive response and support of that. So again, very, very impressed actually in regards to what's been done in the time frame on that, because that was quite a challenge for a lot of people to do a lot of work in a very short period of time. So credit to all concerned on that front. And then the last piece really to mention was we were given insight from Keith in regards to the regeneration investment the communication plan. So we were able to understand a little bit more about what was going on with the comms, see some of the stuff that's gone on to the press, some of the outputs from that, and also what was planned going forward with regards to that engagement and trying to extend that communication through existing networks and the various groups within the board. So again, that was really, really good to see that we're actually starting to communicate more about what's going on, what it looks like, and how we're moving forward. So I hope that provides sufficient chair and for everybody in regards to Walsall.
Thank you very much, Carl. Any questions for Carl? So I'd like to close the public meeting, just confirming a date of our next meeting will be the 3rd of May at 2:30. Lucy, could you stop the recording for us?
Yes, of course, no problem.
Okay.